Who wants to hear the story of Masterpiece? It started last August. I was out here walking on my section of road where I go to walk and talk with God. And as I was walking along, God prompted me to take some pictures of the flowers in the ditches. And so I got out my camera and I tried taking some pictures, which weren't coming out too clearly. So then I turned on the macro setting on my camera, which I had never really done too much before with. This is the camera on my cell phone, nothing fancy. And I started taking pictures of these flowers. And as I looked at the flowers, I was absolutely amazed and awed at the beauty of them. They were just plain little flowers that many of us are familiar with, like the morning glory and the clover. There are also these pretty little star-shaped flowers that are called horse nettles. They're actually part of the nightshade family. There were milkweed that the monarchs need, and this purple flower that I later found out was called ironweed because of how hard it is to get out. And as I looked at these macro pictures, these close-up pictures of these little weeds in the ditches, the Lord spoke to me about how many times we feel like we're just weeds in the ditches that everyone else just wants to write off and get rid of. But in God's eyes, we are masterpieces of awe and wonder that He spent so much time and attention creating and thinking through every detail of our lives. And so I shared in that moment what I heard the Lord speaking to me, and I'll put a link up there to the message that I shared last August. And as I walked home, I heard the words of a new song in my spirit. You are a masterpiece of love, a work of awe and wonder, crafted by the master. What sin has defaced, He can restore. So give Him all you are. Come and find a Savior, Redeemer, the Master Restorer. Come discover who you are. So that's when I got the chorus of the song. But then I had to wait months for the rest. It was a beautiful little chorus. A couple of the words weren't totally clear. That's what it came out to be, what I just sang. But I continued waiting until God wanted to give me the rest. And this spring, as I was finishing recording Song of the Desert, He gave me the rest of the song. The verses about brokenness and how we feel in that moment. And then when it came to the bridge, I found myself telling God that I wanted the bridge to be a prayer that someone listening to the song could pray or sing, to give themselves to God, to surrender to God, to let God take them from the brokenness that they felt lost in the middle of, to that place of surrender where we give ourselves to Him so that He can restore us completely, and that we can find and discover the masterpiece that we are in His eyes. And so I asked Him for that, and looking back, it was quite clear that He's the one that put that request inside of me. He was the one saying, ask me for this, because within 2 weeks He had given me the bridge and the song was complete. So that's my little story behind Masterpiece, and I feel confident that God is going to use it in many people's lives, maybe yours, because He doesn't do things without a purpose. He wouldn't have prompted me to ask him to put that prayer in the song unless he was going to use it in people's lives. So I hope that you are someone that's ministered to that song, especially if you're feeling broken. Listen to the song, and when it gets to the prayer, pray it to God with everything in you. Because when we turn ourselves over to Him, that is when and how He can transform us. God bless.